Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have loved creating videos about Kylie Cantrall because I always wanted to be that one guy to say something special about her for her fans, because the one thing that I've always realized is that there's always that one girl out there who loves Kylie Cantrall with all of their heart. There are people who have forever loved Freya Sky, there are always people who love Malia Baker, but there are people out there who love Kylie Cantrall with all of their heart. And I've always wanted Kylie Cantrall fans to know that I will forever and always love and support her. I will always have her back, and I will always be here for you guys to be that one guy, that one voice that you could depend on to hear something nice about your favorite stars. So when it came to her music, for example, I would give it a 5-star review, tell you to go out and buy the EP out of love and support for Kylie Cantrall. Go out to her shows for the Worlds Collide Tour and Descendants 5 with Wonderland, her movie premieres. I always wanted to be that guy that would have that voice that would always be dedicated to saying something nice about your favorite stars. And lo and behold, that's one of the dedicated reasons behind this YouTube channel's profound success. If you were to tell me 15 years ago that I'd be hosting a show about zombie apocalypses and alien invasions and stars like Kylie Cantrall, I would have never believed you. I would have had my doubts seriously. But lo and behold, 15 and a half years later, a Back to the Future moment, we are here. And we are here because of each and every one of you. Jonathan Clarke on YouTube would never have existed if not for each and every one of you, given how much you have believed in me from the very first video that was ever uploaded here. Thank you so much to every Kylie Cantrall fan who has been with me from the very beginning, because I don't know what I'd do without you guys, because I've seen my fair share of critics myself. To be honest with you guys, there are a lot of people who have taken exception to a lot of things that I've done over the years, but this has been the most fun that I've ever had in my life, because if I knew that I could say something nice about Kylie Cantrall, I most certainly was going to do that. I've also said some really nice things about Ruby Rose Turner and Malia Baker because I believed in them with all of my heart. I really appreciated their friendship and how they were there for each other every step of the way, and I've been quoted in saying that I would forever support it, and I will hold you to that, because in all honesty, guys, the more love and support we give to these friendships and how much love and support we show them, that's what it comes down to. And I think people like Kylie Cantrall can feel more confident in her ability and really shine through, because that's really what she's doing. She's growing into this mature adult, and that's what this power era that Kylie Cantrall has been on, this power trip, has represented for her. A way to define herself for being a stronger person. And she's getting stronger every day. And as time passes, we're going to see Kylie Cantrall really evolve into a superstar that is going to really make waves in this industry, because it is very difficult. Trust me when I tell you, because I've seen the best of them come and go in this industry, from the Backstreet Boys to NSYNC to Westlife to Britney Spears to Christina Aguilera, even Eminem. I've seen the best of them come and go in this industry, but I have never seen somebody leave an everlasting impression or leave an imprint on each and every one of our hearts quite like Kylie Cantrall has done. In 2024, she was so excited about her EP, and she's so excited to be promoting her upcoming album. And I want you guys to know that if you're looking for 5-star reviews to give you hope for that foreseeable future that has everything to do with Kylie Cantrall, one can only hope, then I will be that one guy to shine through with positive reviews for you. Because I've never had any time for the criticism that Kylie Cantrall has been subjected to, or how people may have felt about her. Either constructive or just general criticism, I really shut the door on. Because I know that even with how big this universe seems to be on times, there's always that one girl out there watching these cool videos who just wants to hear something nice about Kylie Cantrall, to know that Kylie Cantrall is eternal. And Kylie Cantrall is going to last for forever. I know that many of us have heard that there's no such thing as forever, and forever doesn't happen for everybody, but it really can. All you got to do is believe in it. And I'm here to tell you guys that I want to second that. And I want to say that there is such a thing as forever for each and every one of you. I'm challenging that tonight. And I'm saying that there is such a thing as forever for each and every one of you. And there is such a thing as happily ever after existing out there in this world. Because the reality of life is, whatever Kylie Cantrall is going through, she's looking at that same moon that we all are tonight, and that should give us incentive to believe in her more than ever before. And I just wanted to let it be known that I love her, man, so much, and I'm just always going to be here to support her. I'm always going to be here to download her music. I'm always going to be here to review it. And if I'm going to say anything at all about Kylie Cantrall, because I know how much she means to each and every one of you, I'm really going to pour my heart out to everyone who ever stayed with me from the very first video that was ever uploaded here. Because there are subscribers out there, there are channels out there that have thousands and thousands beyond thousands of subscribers. But for some reason, This YouTube channel has become everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. As my mom used to say, who was a school teacher for over 30 years, it doesn't take a degree in rocket science, Jonathan, to figure out why everybody loves your channel. Probably it has something to do with how I've told these stories about how I loved your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars just as much as what you did, how I believed everything I saw on TV was real, and it couldn't help but touch a special place in your heart. It really melted your heart how I felt about your favorite stars and how I told these stories. Because if there ever was a guy who believed in Alice in Wonderland or Cinderella, it was this guy. And when I told you I watched Cinderella 100 times, I really did watch Cinderella 100 times. If I told you last summer I watched Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires 1,000 times, if never a million, I truly did. And in all honesty, guys, I've really had the time of my life. If I had one opportunity to relive time and time again, it would be to share this story with each and every one of you and to have the chance to meet you. I know that I wouldn't be here if not for each and every one of you. You know, I used to host radio shows years ago that people wouldn't even listen to. I wasn't a very popular guy on the radio when I first came into the industry. Probably that had something to do with how nobody really knew who I was. And then when people eventually got to know who I was and found out that I was actually a really genuine guy who really just spoke from his heart, because I never prepared anything on the radio. I never knew what I was going to say. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. I just believed that you should speak from your heart with an open heart and an open mind and just hope for the best. Upload your video, go away, and hopefully you'll get 1,000 likes and 1,000 subscribers. And lo and behold, it happened for me because you guys felt the same way about Kylie Cantrall as what I did. The feeling was really mutual, and that's what brought us that much closer together and made us the best of friends. There are people who become the best of friends because of Descendants and Zombies every day. We see this happen every day. It's probably never given enough credit as much as it should be, but it happens every day. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen it firsthand. I've experienced this. No other Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel has experienced the love and support that I have received from thousands of people. And that is the one thing that I will forever honor. And if I leave a legacy behind in this world, in this lifetime, for having done anything, I would love for it to have been because of my contributions for Descendants and Zombies. Because I really do believe that Kylie Cantrall is the strongest person that we have ever seen in our lives. And we can let her know that by supporting her more than we ever have. I've never seen Kylie Cantrall be as strong as what she is. Always in the gym, staying in shape, always staying up to par for her demanding roles in Hollywood entertainment as a singer and an actress. I mean, how can you not find time in respecting that? I've seen this when Kylie Cantrall has these meet and greets or calls her fans on the phone to give herself some time to connect with you guys. There's such a level of appreciation that comes from Kylie Cantrall. So then I hear reviews of how people don't really like Kylie or how they feel a different way from what the fandom of Kylie Cantrall does. And I kind of take exception to that. And I let the world know how I truly feel about her, because I think that if you give her more of a chance and actually got her to know her for the person that she actually is, you would have a greater appreciation to take away from her every single time, as you would all of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. I mean, think about it. If you were 21 years old, like Kylie Cantrall will be in June, she will be 21 years old on the 26th of June, the same day that Ariana Grande will turn, I think, in her early 30s. So we're celebrating the birthdays of Kylie Cantrall and Ariana Grande on the same day. But notwithstanding that, the thing is, if you were 21 years old, like Kylie Cantrall is going to be turning in June, how would you cope with the pressure that Kylie Cantrall is under? What would you do? If you woke up and you realized that everybody knew your name, every single time you stepped onto that stage or out onto that street just to go to a party or to go to the store, somebody knew who you were. I don't think there are many people out there that will be able to deal with it. I know that I've had a lot of that, difficulty dealing with it over the years because I've somewhat had fame follow me everywhere I went, from the content that I created and videos that I stated how I felt. Everybody knew who I was. And I found it very difficult to do it. And I can only imagine what Kylie Cantrall is going through now. But I've always wanted people like Kylie Cantrall to know that I would forever love and support them, man, because I saw everything they had to endure in the way of criticism and reviews and how people really felt about them, because I knew that there were people out there that loved her with all of their heart. There are people out there that have a dream of being involved in these huge productions such as High School Musical and Descendants. So why not give them hope that they can be a part of these huge productions? Because I think that you've drawn so much inspiration from your favorite stars, and no matter who we are, We've all taken something special away from Descendants of Zombies, the music, the stories of the characters, because it just wasn't one specific story that Descendants of Zombies always and forever focused on. It was individual stories, too, that often weren't given enough appreciation for the characters to tell on their own, like the story of Bridget, how she was the young Queen of Hearts, and how she became this evil villain that ultimately got on everybody's nerves, or how Sophia Carson had a character to bring to life that had no backstory whatsoever, the daughter of the evil queen. How is somebody supposed to bring that to life when there's no backstory on your mother, on your villain mother? There's no way of doing it. All you have to do is just put character traits to a character that nobody's ever seen or heard of before and just really hope for the best. Did you think that Descendants of Zombies cast members back in 2015 when this series first premiered thought they would see such profound success from this and that series would go on to become the most popular of all time? Most certainly they didn't. What it came down to was how you guys supported it and how well received the series became because of you, and how popular people like Kylie Cantrall became because of characters like Red and Gabby Duran. I know because I saw Kylie Cantrall when she was really young, making a name for herself in an industry that sometimes, more often than enough, is very difficult to make a name for yourself within and to leave your mark behind. But I know that Kylie Cantrall, just as Miley Cyrus had many years ago, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, some of the best of them, will have a chance of going down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. Your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars will go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time, because I can guarantee you, if there was one promise that I could make to each and every one of you, it would be that I will ensure that your favorite stars go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. They'll have video games, they'll have dolls, they'll have hoodies, they'll have sweaters, they'll have t-shirts, they'll have more opportunities to give these live performances at events such as the Worlds Collide Tour, Freya Sky and Kylie Cantrall concert performances. It will happen for you guys. All you have to do is really believe that a future is going to happen for Descendants of Zombies. And I know there are a lot of people out there who have left you in doubt about a future happening for Descendants of Zombies, but there really is a future to be excited about. You think about the upcoming 2026 summer. We have Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland. We have Leg 2 of Freya Sky's Stars Align World Tour happening in June. So around the same time that Descendants 5 makes its premiere, so too does Leg 2 of Freya Sky's Stars World Tour. So that's going to be really, really cool. For a lot of Freya Sky fans out there who I know I have subscribed here to this YouTube channel too. I think no matter who we can talk about on this show, I think that everybody faces their own form of criticism. It's all about how you deal with it. I know Meg Donnelly was going through a lot of personal struggles herself, and I remember feeling really downhearted about Meg Donnelly and how she felt, because I thought Meg Donnelly was somebody who was very talented. She was beyond talented. And to be honest with you guys, she left me at a loss for words for how talented she was. I remember when I saw her in Zombies in 2018, and I was going through a really rough time in my own life. And Meg Donnelly really gave me something special to believe in, a franchise that I held really close to my heart, that I wanted to create something special because of and tell my own version of this story, and I had the chance to do that. I've heard Meg Donnelly tell you guys about her battles with anxiety and how much she deals with stress and coping with it, and I've often wondered, how can a beautiful girl be going through something so, struggling with such a tremendous crisis? But it ultimately gave me a greater appreciation for who Meg Donnelly was as a person, and it gave me a greater appreciation for who Kylie Cantrall was, for how she was trying to become her own person in 2025, 2026. It was really her growing out of who she was and becoming somebody entirely different. And I've never seen Kylie Cantrall be so fearless and so strong and represent so many positive things for so many wonderful people. So why would you not want to give that a chance? Why would you not want to be a part of something so special that's had everything to do with your favorite stars? I think that if you give somebody like Kylie Cantrall more of a chance, you will never regret it, and you will see something special in her without a doubt. Because I know there are people out there who love Descendants of Zombies with all their heart, but I also know on the other side of the coin, if I could play a two-faced moment from Batman, there are people from the other side of the coin who don't even know who Kylie Cantrall is. And the thing is, guys, if you actually take a chance on her, you can expand her fan base, you can give her something more to believe in than ever before, and you can allow her to have fun. because there's always been something about seeing your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars having fun that I can never get enough of. Just seeing them being so appreciative of these moments they got to share with each and every one of you, and just how appreciative you guys were at events like the Worlds Collide Tour. The one thing that stood out to me about the Worlds Collide Tour were just how appreciative each and every one of you were of these moments you got to share with Freya and that you got to share with Kylie. I think we can have more of these moments, and we can give people more of a reason to be more excited about the future that is forthcoming for Descendants and Zombies in terms of storylines and characters that we are all going to experience for the first time ever. One of the most beautiful things that I'm really excited about Descendants by Book of Wonderland's up-and-coming premiere is because of the sisterhood storyline between Red and Pink. We know that Red's never had a sister before, but I think the friendship between Kylie Cantrall and Liamani Segura is something to really recognize and truly appreciate. Sometimes we praise people like Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky a lot on the show, but I've often said that the people we should be thanking for putting us in the positions that we're in are each and every one of you, because you're the reason behind this YouTube channel's success. You're the reason behind the success stories of Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky, whom I hope write books one day, because I'll be the first one in line to buy Kylie Cantrall or Freya Sky's book. It can happen. Even though you probably doubt yourself that it could, it will happen. I just saw a post earlier today on social media about what would ever happen if Freya Sky became a character in Fortnite. I've always been a huge fan of video games. I was always a huge fan in particularly of Fortnite and all the characters from Batman and the DC and Marvel universes. Why not Descendants of Zombies characters? I was the one and only guy on YouTube to upload a video about Fortnite and Descendants of Zombies characters some time ago, and I had the time of my life telling you guys my theories on the possibility of Descendants of Zombies characters finding their way into Fortnite. Give it a chance. Let it happen. And see how many people will actually download Fortnite. I would imagine, and go as far to say that if Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky had their own characters, if Red or Nova were in Fortnite, I think the downloads for Fortnite would multiply, if not triple. And it would be so cool seeing Fortnite skyrocket into popularity. I know it's gotten millions of downloads and is one of the most downloaded games on Microsoft and PlayStation, but it would be so cool to see Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky have their own characters, their own versions of Red and Nova find their way into the game and have more dolls updated, because you guys have a lot to be excited about, probably more than you realize. We have a new toy line for Descendants of Zombies coming up from Mattel to promote Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. New characters and new dolls coming up. Pink's going to have her own doll as part of the line. New merch. It's going to be so cool. I've heard a lot of behind the scenes things that you guys probably have never heard before, and let me just tell you this. You've got a lot to be excited about, and I don't ever want any critic to take away what you hope and dream for Descendants of Zombies, because some of your guys' dreams are really huge, and I've always encouraged you guys that you should continue to follow your dreams and continue to follow your passions, and don't ever let anybody stand in your way or take those dreams away from you. Let it be known that Kylie Cantrall is the strongest person in the world, and we can find time in appreciating her for the strong person she's really metamorphosized within to, and I couldn't be more proud to post these reviews about Kylie Cantrall for thousands of people who love Kylie Cantrall with all of their heart. It truly has become my honor to create so many wonderful videos that have touched the hearts of thousands of people who love Kylie Cantrall with all their heart. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be midnight where you're to, and hopefully you guys will hit my subscribe button and my like button, because you've always and forever loved Kylie Cantrall with all of your heart. Guys, it truly has been my honor to create all this relatable content for thousands of people, and I've really had the time of my life. And the one and only hope that I've ever had every single time that I ever upload a video is that somebody is going to hit my subscribe button for my crazy theories, my cool stories, because I've always loved being a storyteller. And I like to tell you a story very differently about vampires and aliens and werewolves and fairy tale characters better than anybody else ever could, or differently from what anybody else has ever told you guys, then I was going to be the one to do it. I've studied thousands of fairy tales over the years because there are so many versions of them. I've had such an appreciation for your favorite moments as Disney fans, especially fans of Descendants of Zombies. And the one thing I wanted to be a part of, if I could ever be a part of something special, it would have had to have been something involving Descendants of Zombies, because I knew how much it meant to each and every one of your hearts. So if you could go out of your way to hit my subscribe button, or possibly even subscribe and join me on this incredible journey where I've discovered the power of Descendants of Zombies, I would feel more than honored to continue to be your voice and to be a part of this soundtrack of Descendants of Zombies for just a little while longer. Maybe, perhaps, possibly. That would be really cool. Thank you guys so much for always having a very special place in your heart for Descendants of Zombies. It has been my profound honor, or at least became my profound honor in due time, to have hosted this show and to have touched each and every one of your hearts in such a special way. Thank you so much for having always and forever supported this YouTube channel and for having made it your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Because even with how far people like Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky have seemed to have come, they still have a long way to go. They've got their work cut out for them. And we can help them get there by showing them love and support unlike anyone we have ever loved and supported before, because we feel very passionately together about all these stars from Descendants of Zombies. Thank you so much for having loved this YouTube channel with all of your heart, and as always and forever, thank you so much for having watched this video, because it's been my profound honor to create these videos for thousands of people who love Descendants of Zombies with all their heart. Thank you so much for having watched this video.